Frodo Baggins, you just had to be added to the fray, right? You just wanted some of this good work. Well, damn it, you got it. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't it. Love a bone, give along, need it. My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We are back to talk Love is Blind, Season 10, episodes 7 through 9. You know how we do it. We are going to go couple by couple because I have words, not for everybody, but for some of these people who really decided to show their ass, namely in episode 9. But Emma and Mike, let's start there. They were kind of fairly unproblematic, but I'm really sad that I don't think this relationship is going to work out. I think for the first time this season so far with Emma, I really was able to understand and see her. I think it was after meeting her parents and her family and how they really seem to be oblivious to the experiences that she's had being a Chinese woman raised in a primarily white environment, right? But Mike and his beautiful family, like, I adored them. When we met his family, I was like, oh, this is why he is the way he is. I, just like his mom, am like, how is this gonna work? They believe marriage is forever. He was raised to believe that they've been together forever. That's how their family works. And so if she can't give or doesn't want to give the one thing that he wants, he can't just up and walk away. So, I mean, at this point, it really feels like this should be a deal breaker. I think this is just one of those core issues that they won't meet on the middle, in the middle for. I don't think we're going to see, again, her family said, you haven't wanted kids your whole entire life. Of course, they said they didn't know the reason for that until now. But now all of a sudden you're willing to compromise. You're willing to go over there because of him. And he seems very understanding. It seems as though he really wants this. He really wants family. He really wants to make his family happy. And I hope the best for them. But honestly, you guys, I just don't think it's going to go there. But Mama was like, listen, I'm not trying to be rude, sweetie, but son, if she don't have a baby, what's going to happen? And the dad was almost brought to tears hearing her experiences and her fears around having a baby. And he says, listen, we'll welcome you into this family with open arms. You will be one of ours. And, you know, you're a beautiful girl and all of those things. It was nice. Again, outside of the kids, I also think they are just very different in terms of cleanliness. Mike runs a tight ship over there. He's not playing dirty. He said, don't you feel better now? We put all our clothes away. She said, how do you wash your clothes all together or separate? He's like, what are you, an animal? Like, we separate our clothes. He's really growing on me more outside of the pods than he actually did on the inside of the pods. Now we can go over here to Christine and Vic, St. John, Dr. St. John. And honestly, this is, again, probably the most grounded, well-rounded couple. They seem really compatible and like they really like each other. He has such a calm and quiet spirit. And she just seems very open to the process. It was interesting. We got to meet her mother, and Mama loves him. Mama loves him down bad. Like, so you're a smart man, you're a professor. What made you go on this show? And he's like, you know, I'm faith-based. That was one of the first things because, you know, Christine said that she didn't want to go into like a bulldozer, everything, asking about faith, and he did it for her, and they just connected on all cylinders. She also takes him to her hometown, and I'm like, be careful over there, all right? Be careful over there. Home by the time the sun goes down, is it, you know, I don't know, just saying. But no, they seem really connected. They did get to talk about race a little bit, and she says it'll be about loving her biracial child, not necessarily about race. And I really hope that they can have a meeting of the minds there, because while love is important, race is a thing, especially in America. So it'll be something that they need to discuss when they get to that point. But honestly, they're so unproblematic as a couple. They seem very solid, very grounded. They have a foundation in the Lord and in their faith. And I think they can make it work, barring anything crazy happening, which it can in the next episode or so. I think they're going to say yes. And again, this is the only couple really at this point that I think is a firm, yeah. Oh gosh, Bri, aka Breezy and Connor. She's annoying as hell to me. She very much is. Now, do these men live like they're college students in dorms? Absolutely. But again, like he said, I don't have a wife yet. You know, once you come into the home, things will be different. We can change, we can modify, we can do all of these things. And she's like, sure. I don't know. She gave very, very nitpicky to every little thing he did, and he just goes with the flow. I think they connected not so much romantically as much as they did based on comfort and familiarity, if that makes sense. And I don't know. I don't know if that makes satisfaction, right? And so he's just playing it really cool, very chill, very easy. Of course, they live completely different lives, but we get to meet his family, and his family is so welcoming. Like, come on in. You're going to learn now why I'm the favorite child over here. And, you know, she's like, they have so much in common. They just connect. Did you see the door that he has with just this one little pitiful lock? And, you know, just kind of bonding. And she fits right in. However, I hate to say it, but I really fear Bree is for the streets. I fear Breezy is for the streets. And I felt that way in Cabo when she was so pressed that her second didn't give her any, you know, any attention while they were there, while she's there with Connor, right? And so, you know, that goes on, and they're seemingly fine, moving on, progressing, and we'll see how they go. But keep that in mind, because I'm gonna come back to Bree in just a few short moments, all right? Let's go over here to Amber and Jordan. Now, Jordan, how are you living, sir? And I know you don't think you're going to try to have Amber and her child come over there. She has got a full home paid for. All right. It may be a little bit of a drive, baby, but you just gonna have to make that commute. Because listen, this is what we got. But honestly, I really feel like Amber is so much more into Jordan than he is into her. Y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know if you're feeling this. And I really, literally thought it was going to be the opposite. But Amber seems so sweet. She seems so down to earth. And so welcoming and just open to compromise in the relationship. And it seems as though this is really something that she wants. And Jordan seems very affectionate with her. I mean, he's taking it all in, but I really, really do question if he is ready to have a child in his life. Remember, that was one of his firm deal breakers prior to the pods. And so now that we're over here, I don't know. I don't know where we're sitting with this and if it goes anywhere. But for now, I think it's cute. You know, we get to the mixer. They're all over each other. It gave very much, you know, that's my me and my man. And she loves it over there. We get to meet his family, his mom and his sisters, and, you know, talk about the CPAP. And Amber is just so opening and welcoming and non-judgmental. And I don't know. I just love that. But I hope it's reciprocated. I hope there's reciprocity there. And I'm rooting for those two, but I just don't know. I just don't know. Devonatello, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Heroes on a Half Shell, Turtle Power, and Britney. He played in her face this whole episode, in my opinion. And it's the fact that you went into her daddy house and had a conversation with him about her, knowing full well this is nothing of the sort. Nothing that you would ever want or consider. You need to immediately tell her this is whites only pies and cut this short, because I fear she's not getting it. And Britney, baby, the signs are there since Cabo. I don't know what's taking so long. You keep having this conversation with him around, I don't feel wanted by you. I feel like you don't want to be around me. I don't feel like you think I'm pretty. I don't feel secure. Yet when you got in front of your parents, oh, he makes me feel so safe. He makes me feel so secure. I just feel like he's my one. You know, he's cooking these little bite-sized meals for you. You're working out together. Yet he don't want to be around you. He don't want to touch you. He don't like you, baby. And it's because you're brown. He don't like you. It's because you're black. He doesn't. He's whites only pies. And it's just aggravating at this point. I'm just overseeing him. I'm overhearing him. I'm just ready for him to go. And I need him to go ahead and do this before it progresses any further. Because I don't think Brittany's going to do it. I don't. I think, oh, you're right. It's just me. We need to connect, because he basically says, she's like, you know, you compliment my clothes, but you don't compliment me. Well, you know, when you told me that in Cabo, because you said it, it made me feel like I didn't want to do it anymore because you told me to, and you would say, you're just saying it because I told you so. Sir, please. If you like that lady, a compliment would be the least that you could do. Anyway, easy on down the road. Alex and Ashley, honey. Ashley said, if you don't come get this bloody cat. And my thing is, maybe you have to grow to that. Maybe he doesn't have red wings. Maybe he doesn't want red wings. Why? Why are you so pressed, baby? You've been on your cycle. It's okay to take a break. She said, I need it. I want it. I got to have that dingling. And she said, you know, we were getting close in the hot tub last night and it was very intimate. And then you just left. He's like, aren't you on your cycle? And then won't you be ovulating? He's like, I'm not trying to get anybody pregnant. She's like, I know my cycle. He says, well, you know, if there's an app, we could share the app. No, we're not doing that. I track everything. He's like, listen, I'm just not ready for no kids right now. Alex don't want Ashley. And I hate to say it, but he just doesn't. We do get to meet her family. And I really enjoyed her dad. I said, this is an example of a real father who cares about his child. Outside of, so you better ask all these questions. And he can tell that Alex is a flim-flammer. Alex had every answer, baby. And I watched it on 1.25 speed, but he was talking fast. Even on 1.25, so you could tell he was talking fast. And dad is like, you know, I can see, right? You know, I can see, but whatever my baby wants, you know, because she got it honest from me as well. But overall, you know, the family impression, they seemed to like him. He's just malleable at this point. It's like, I'm going to say whatever I need to say to get the job done. His mama is out of town, but later we do get to meet her because, you know, he lives a nomadic lifestyle, but is deciding between Florida and Arizona. And Ashley says she's on board with it until she's not. She said, I really enjoy my company. I want to stay there. And so it may delay the process a little bit. And he's like, fine, but I got a job offer right now. So, you know, what are we going to do? Mama was like, so yeah, you know anything about the ex, the Chicago? She's like, the traveling nurse, the Chicago? Oh yeah, they're two separate people. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware. And so later on in the episode, she gives the full court press and we find out that man just been dealing with somebody a month ago. A couple people got broken up with the girl at the gym and then went to fly out to see his ex. And of course they hooked up because they're cool like that. He said, but I can cut it off at any time. She's like, listen, I'm not trying to catch you. I just want to know the truth of the matter. And he said, yeah, well, that's pretty much the truth. Mind you, when we get to the mixer, anybody brown or black, he is checking out. He's like, I just like dark eyes and dark hair and dark skin. That's just what I like. Because we find out he done knew Priyanka from before the time. Anyway, Ashley, run for the hills, baby. He's not for you. I don't know if he's for anybody, but he's especially not for you. And again, she feels it because she's like, you know, he's not doing all the same things he used to. He's not initializing anything. And I have needs. I have needs and I have desires that need to be met on the regular. So, I mean, we'll see. He's putting on. He's really putting on, but it's not that. Now, let's go over here to the little mini menace, Frodo, if you will, from the Shire. And he has been, you know, staying out, and Jess is like, you know, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, you know, comunicado, like I texted you, you didn't even respond back. Like, what's up? What's good? What's going on? It's like, I need to have a talk with you. I need to have a talk with you. So yeah, remember in the pods when I told you I'm used to girls who work out all the time, like they're gym rats, they do Pilates. Yeah, you're not that. And I, you know, maybe I can get over it, but for me, that's really important. And I know at 90 it's not gonna matter, but listen, I'm 30. That means I got a good 40, 50 years to get it out the mud, and it's just not, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be mean, but I'm being a dick and I'm being mean right now. And Jessica's like, what? Like, I thought you loved me. I loved you. Like, I was so in love with you. Like, what? Now, I will say this because he got a cool point for having a nice place because he got a cute little coin initially. And I was like, oh, Chris. I said finally properly kind of matched. But of course, she's got a 4-bedroom, well-appointed home and all of those things. And I was like, okay, this is a match. We're going to make things happen. But here comes the conversation. And so we're sitting down and she's taking it all in and she's already crying. Like, I don't know what to say to that. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not a gym rat. Like, you know, but mind you, Jessica is super petite, super cute. She's not fat. Like I said, she's not morbidly obese. Like, what's your problem? He's like, I gotta like to see you naked. That's what he says later. But anyway, Jess is like, you know what? I'm gonna leave. I don't think there's anything else to do here, anything to salvage. And that's because these connections are so shallow. This is not love. This is not love. All of these men coming out with all of these preferences after the fact is wild when you go literally on a show called Love is Blind. No one has an issue with the preferences. You're entitled to want what you want, like what you want, like what you like. But why would you come on a show where you're meeting someone blind, literally, and then impose all of these things after the fact? He even has the audacity on this couch to say to her, I'm wondering what life would be like with my second. Maybe she's more in alignment with what I want. Like, sir, respectfully, disrespectfully, go jump, fly a kite, buddy. And so she packs her raggedy duffel bag and she heads on home, right? So after this, he's like, yeah, I'm free. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. And so we go to the mixer. So everyone's coming back. And we don't get a ton of action between everybody, but the mixer is still going on, I believe, once this episode ends. So maybe there will be more stuff that happens. But what I want to talk about is little Chris, little Frodo, the mini menace out there, because he comes in and immediately is getting drunk. He thinks he's the hottest ish in there, right? The girls are commiserating and kind of sharing, like, did you see his Instagram? Like, he's at the strip club, like, immediately. And yeah, Bri is like, yeah, and he DM'd me. And so I friended him and he messaged me like, oh God, yeah, oh yeah, I'm free now. La, la, la. And she's like, yeah, but I didn't respond. I showed Connor, like, Connor, look. Because you want drama. You want to make them jealous or whatever it is. And so the girls are talking. Amber is like aghast. All the other girls are like, what? How could he? Jess gets there and she's like, yeah, he just told me like I didn't work out. I didn't work out enough. I didn't have the body, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And so they're commiserating and Amber's had enough. Because Amber's a girl's girl. And she's over there like, yeah, good luck trying to find another hot doctor, buddy. Go about your life. And he's steadily saying, I don't give a flying F. I don't give a flying F. You could have done batty batty shot o'clock with the number of times that he said, I don't give a flying F. He said it 1,000 times in the episode. And I was like, shut up a little bit. And so he's going around to everybody. Like, I don't care. Connor's here. I don't give a damn. I'm going after my second. Bri knows what it is. Bri knows what I want. Bri knows who it is. So I think it's Priyanka, it's Bri, and it's another girl, and they're standing there. He's like, how about you three, me and you three, we go head out and we, make something shake. And they're like, yeah. And again, he starts talking about Jess now. And he's gone around at this point to the entire mixer saying it was the worst sex of my life. It's awful. Oh God. Ugh. 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 I don't like the way she looks naked. I need something else. It's just not turning me on and it's not going to get there. But Bri... Bri, baby, what's up with you? What's up with you and Colin? How was the sex over there? It was okay. Ho, why would you ever say that? Why would you ever say that to this man who's clearly after you? Mind you, the girl that he was with is in the room as well. Connor's looking over his shoulder because what's going on, damn it? And she's entertaining and loving every single minute of this. He's like, yes, you're over there with Connor. He's too submissive for you. He's not a real man. You need an alpha. You need a big dog, all right? And I would blow your mind in the bedroom. Don't you want to see what that be like? If you could choose someone else, who would it be? Would it be me? Aren't you about to go meet your parents? You need somebody with a portfolio, with a Charles Schwab account, with dividends, with a trading account, with a money market. That's what you need to present to your dad, not some trash man. She's loving it. She is eating up, and it is disgusting, and it is sick, and it is vile, and it's full of all of the audacity. At this point, they deserve each other. And I don't know if she's going to do it on the show or not, but mark my word, she entertained it in some capacity in a real way. Whether they show it or it happens after the fact, she's entertaining a little bit, and it's disgusting, and I feel sorry for Connor. But y'all, that was it. That's all I got for it. That's almost 20 minutes, damn it. I don't know. But that's what I have for Love is Blind, Season 10, episodes 7 through 9. It's a mess. It's messy. It's all of those things. But, I mean, I'll be doggone if the last episode wasn't a bit entertaining. If you're still here, be sure to hype the video, like, comment, subscribe. Do all of the things for your good sis, all right? We are almost to 10K, sweet peas. So let's get us there. Let's get us over the finish line, and then we can set another goal. But thank you. I love you bunches. Have the most amazing rest of your day or night, and I will see y'all in the next video.